I wish he would have been in the bubble this year, but I mean that wouldn't made much of a difference because they went undefeated anyway.
Doing what he's supposed to do, he's being a team player. He's not the number one option to me.
So I just think that the whole offense should revolve around Anthony Davis.
Back to the How You See It podcast. I'm your host, Dante Williams. Got my guest here, Jarvis Francis. We're going to get into some NBA bubble. We're going to get into the Bucks Heat series. I'm going to need you to explain your Bucks pick because you had the Bucks going to the finals. So let's go ahead and get started with that.
So what I'll say, Dante, is I really thought the Bucks would go all the way. Deep down inside, being a Lakers fan,
All the way meaning championship or all the way to the
yeah,
finals?
I actually believed it was a championship run with the Bucks because Antetokounmpo is different. He won the MVP, slashed the LeBron 16 votes. Sad, very sad. But I think what broke the Bucks up was the break. They should have won, actually. And for them to get dismissed this early, there needs to be some changes. I don't see Antetokounmpo being there next year, in all honesty.
I see him being there because he ain't asked for no trade or nothing. So, no way he gonna go.
He'll sign with the Golden State Warriors. Watch what I say.
It'd have to be a sign and trade, and he would have to ask for that trade, and he's not asking for a trade.
You'll see it.
He's not asking for a trade.
It'll happen.
He'll be in Milwaukee next year. He will continue losing. I think he's comfortable losing.
That was a sad loss for me. The Bucks should have went a lot further, but I'm okay with them losing. Lake show or die.
He just didn't get better as a player, and he will forever lose because he will not ask for that trade that you're talking about, and he will be on the Milwaukee Bucks next year. But that's enough on that. We're gonna move on to the Celtics Raptors series. That series was a 7-game series. My Celtics took care of that series. It was a hard one though, man. Nick Nurse, awesome coach. He actually outcoached Brad Stevens in that series because of the adjustments he was making as far as just how he was D'ing up Tatum and how he was trapping Tatum and the defenders he got Kyle Lowry and he just did some different things, you know what I mean, that had our offense just flustered. So he's a good coach, and but I'm glad we got out of that series. But we were lucky to get out of that series because bad coaching in that game 3 with a .5 left on the clock. But talk a little bit about that series.
What I'll say is this: is Kyle Lowry is Kyle Lowry. Nick Nurse is a great coach, but Kyle Lowry leads that team, and I just don't believe in him. I said it very early on the podcast that, hey, this guy's not going to take them to the next level. You don't have Kawhi Leonard on your team anymore. And for what they did, the way they played, I remember a loss from the Lakers when the Raptors demolished the Lakers. And I just think about how well they played. That's the best they're going to play. You see, Siakam is not Kawhi, and therefore you have to understand that. And I really think the Celtics stepped up and beat this team. It was better coaching by Nick Nurse. You are correct. What I want to get into is this new round with the Celtics. But
we'll get into that later. But as far as this round, like I said, I'm glad we got out of this round. But we had the Miami Heat after this round. But we'll talk about that later. We're going to move on to the Western Conference and the Lakers versus the Houston Rockets. And that series ended up in 5 Lakers. So what you think about that series?
You see me stressing with my breathing because I've never seen an onslaught of a team the way the Lakers beat the Rockets, because the Lakers changed their lineup and they went small ball. Frank Vogel, Jason Kidd. I don't know who's making the lineup switches, but you didn't see Dwight at all. You didn't see any big men playing this game. You watched the Lakers beat the Rockets at their game and they demolished them. It was a great win. Lakers in 5. I'll keep preaching it. Lakers in 5.
Okay, as far as head coach, what do you think for the Houston Rockets?
D'Antoni, he already decided he's leaving.
What I'm saying is, who you think they should hire?
I actually don't. I can't give you an idea because that team right now is not good enough to win a championship.
Yeah, they're not built to win a championship, but I got a good candidate for that job, and it's Jeff Van Gundy. Go ahead and bring Jeff Van Gundy back and do some tweaks to that roster as far as maybe get you a traditional big man, so you can not play so much small ball.
But for what you're saying right now, they have to do big tweaks. So you have to break up some of that.
So you saying trade Russell because you just traded a lot of draft picks for us.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you have to trade. It wasn't a smart move bringing Russell there. It was fun. It was awesome. It was flashy ball. Yes, sir. They should have. It was flashy basketball. But do you really believe Harden and Russell Westbrook can win a championship together?
Never.
We did it in OKC. They should have won that year in OKC.
They should have won that year. They were babies.
They were babies. But if they stayed together, they could have won some championships.
Eventually. But they got 3 MVPs on one roster. You know that wasn't going to work.
Hey, but you don't have Kevin Durant, so that's the missing piece of the formula.
Well, Houston Rockets, hopefully they hire Jeff Van Gundy and move on to better things.
And I'll say, if you look at Instagram, okay, the day after they lost, James Harden's in the club chilling.
Oh.
It's not that serious to him.
It's not.
It's not that. As long as he gets paid, hey, he's happy.
He maxed out too. But we're gonna move on to the Clippers versus the Nuggets, and I got some explaining to do on this one because I had the Clippers winning it all, and they laid an egg against the Nuggets. They lost in 7. They was up 3-1. I'm gonna start off with Doc Rivers. They had an interview like right before the 4th quarter in Game 7, and he just looked like he didn't know like what button to push. Like he didn't know what to do at that point. It was like he just had his hands up. Like I don't have no more adjustments to make. It's like they a better team. So it's like I was just hoping like Doc would have came with more coaching adjustments because Mike Malone just coached circles around him that whole series, and he got out coached. And I wasn't expecting that to happen.
Ooh.
So you got something to say about Doc Rivers?
Man, I respect my co-host so much. Dante is an expert when it comes to sports, but I'll tell you this, he lost this one. He missed this one, backside of the barn. Yeah, and I'll tell you this, the Clippers laid an egg. And when I think of the turmoil that's going on in their locker room right now, for Paul George to check his teammates.
I'm gonna get on him. I'm gonna get on him. I'll let you go ahead.
And in all honesty, Paul George didn't play worth a shit the entire series. And Kawhi had...
But what you expecting that?
But no, I'm okay with him not being a Laker. I'm okay with that.
Nah, I ain't talking about that. Was you expecting him to show up?
Oh no, I didn't. But you guys
I wasn't expecting him to show up.
Okay.
I was expecting that bench to show up. They didn't show up.
But I'm
gonna let you keep going because
I think happened in that series is very simple. Joker is a stretch 5. Okay. Zubac cannot guard Joker out there, and the way Joker passes the ball left, right, behind.
Zubac can't guard him. Trez couldn't guard him.
But I'm saying Trez is undersized to guard somebody like Joker.
Yeah, he got
so it was just so many mismatches with that team. And Doc, like you said, he looked like he gave up when it came to having matchups. And Kawhi had one bad game, and that was Game 7. But in all honesty, guys, let's be real. They should have never went there. It was 3-1. 3-1. The Clippers are supposed to be the best team in the NBA. It was supposed to be number 1 Clippers, number 2 Bucks, number 3 Lakers. Okay? But at the end of the day, we see what happened to the Clippers. We see what happened to the Bucks.
With Doc Rivers, I hate to go in on Doc Rivers like this because he helped me win a championship in 2008. But yeah, he can't keep blowing these 3-1 leads. He did that twice with that franchise and then once with another franchise. So that can't keep happening. So, but we're gonna go to Paul George right now, man. I got to cook on him real quick because My boy Kawhi chose the wrong running mate. He chose Paul George. He should have went and got somebody like a Jimmy Butler to run with, because Paul George was the wrong choice, man. You know his rep. You know he don't show up at this time of year. You know he's a regular season guy. So why would you team up with that? You know what I mean? I just didn't understand that logic, other than both of y'all being from LA. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy. I actually seen something on Instagram, and they compared Paul George to Dwight Howard.
I think Stephen A. mentioned that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, you see a great on-paper career. It's great. Awesome. But when it's time to step up, this man was shooting basketballs off the side of the backboard.
Terrible.
Off the side of the backboard.
Yeah,
He's supposed to be the savior to LA. He's supposed to transition LA to a Clippers nation. But we need to understand it will never be a Clippers nation. Lakeshore,
Not now. It would have been. I still think they would have beat you in a 7-game series. That team was built to beat you, not the Nuggets.
It's awesome to talk about it. We can always think what the Clippers could have did.
There's no way you beat them in a 7-game series.
But man, they couldn't even get past the Nuggets.
Yeah, but if they would have got past them, you know what would have happened.
But if you seen what happened last night with the Lakers beat the Nuggets in 5. So therefore, if the
But
Clippers
you can't compare that. You can't compare that. That team was built to beat you, not the Nuggets. So if they match up with you, they gonna tap that ass.
we gonna let Dante keep going because.
Oh yeah, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna move on to the bench. We're gonna move on to Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams. They just didn't step up, man. The whole time in the bubble, it seemed like they had one there the whole time. Like both of them, had to step out for a while. Trez with the death of his grandmother, and Lou Williams, he had to step out for a little while with a death and with a close friend of his. So it's just like they came out the bench. They just didn't give that 18 points a game that they did in the regular season. And they needed that, because when Paul was off all them times, I was expecting them two to be able to step in and help out, but they didn't do their job.
I wanted to cry so many tears for the Clippers, but I can't. I just honestly can't. Like, honestly, I see what he's saying about Montrez, and I see what happened with Lou Will, and Lou Will's a dog. All right, I'll steal that word from Dante. Lou Will's a dog. But you know what? Nobody stepped up. PG was supposed to be the answer, and he didn't show up either. So therefore, the Clippers deserve to be where they're at, fishing in Cancun. And Doc has had several opportunities. They relinquished the role of GM so he could focus on coaching. And when you look at this, they demolished that same team several times, and Doc is still there. So I appreciate him. I love Doc. But when is he going to pay the piper? Because there's plenty of coaches out there that shouldn't have been terminated that were this year because they didn't perform.
Well, I got the last thing I'm gonna say is I'm gonna talk about my boy Kawhi. I got to say something about him as far as just teaming up with Paul George. That was the wrong decision. And then Game 7 was terrible, like 14 points. Just didn't step up in Game 7.
He had one bad game.
He did.
He had one bad
But
game.
that's Game 7 though.
But Kawhi, I believe as a person, as a human being, if you win a championship, you stay.
No,
stay.
now you want to go home.
You stay in Toronto
Now
one
you
more
wanna go
year.
home.
You see how it goes. And worst case scenario, you sign a 1-year deal, and then you go to LA.
I see what you're saying. That's not a bad. Right now, that looks like a great decision.
Toronto would have beat the Celtics with Kawhi.
We're not gonna get into that because I don't think nobody can beat the Celtics. But we're gonna move on to the Western Conference Finals.
It's getting better every second.
Yeah, the Lakers. Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna mention this too. The Clippers, they gonna have to. That team can't win a championship. Currently, how they built. So that team will never win a championship. So it's over for that. Kawhi is on the last year of his deal. Paul George is on the last year of his deal. So I don't know what decision they're gonna make, but that ain't gonna work. So I don't know what you think they should do. I don't know what
Ballman got money, so he'll pay him. But at the end of the day, that chemistry will not
it ain't gonna work. Trez is a free agent. He probably gonna go somewhere. And Marcus Morris is a free agent.
I believe that team will actually stay together. Ballman can pay all of them if he wants to. He has to dig deep in the penny bank. But ultimately, they still need something else. They need a dominant
It
big man.
ain't no something else. They losing 2 pieces, and obviously they losing Trez and Marcus Morris, so it ain't no something else. It's over with.
So
We're gonna move on to the Lakers
Slide
Western
on.
Finals. Lakers versus Nuggets, and they ended in 5 games. I'm gonna let you start off on this one.
Lakers in 5. That's my motto this whole playoff series. We need one game to get our shit together, but at the end of the day, in 5 games, we will get it together. And what I'll tell you about this series is this. Jamal Murray is a god. I watched him have a left hand fadeaway in the paint, layup / fadeaway. It was from God. Like he finessed it all the way in. I watched him do a Jordan S type layup where he went in, went left, went right, underhand, and swoosh. And then I watched Joker be Joker, and those 2 pieces are amazing. What they struggle with, the Nuggets struggle with that third person. Michael Porter is too big for his britches. Great player, doesn't play defense.
He gonna be that man.
Hey guys, in 2 years, Michael Porter will be that guy. I don't respect some of the things he said about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
I don't respect some of his mindsets and things he's talking about outside, the locker room. That you don't do that. You just don't do that. You have a band of brothers, and he needs to learn that. But you know what? Kobe did the same thing early on in life. You don't talk about some things that you talk about, but ultimately, Michael Porter will be a beast. His jump shot is amazing.
He will be an all-star, actually.
Oh, I agree.
Okay.
There's nothing I don't agree about
That
with that.
Denver Nuggets team will be in the finals within the next 3 years.
If they can keep that team together.
They can. All they gotta do is pay your boy Michael Porter. Everybody else on the contract.
So, guys, what I'll say is this, and we'll move on because I can talk all night about the Lakers, is Jamal Murray is a little too inconsistent to beat a team like the Lakers.
That's when if you had that third piece, when he started being inconsistent, that's when that third piece stepped in. And then if my boy Bo gets some more minutes next year, that'd be great.
I don't think he got any minutes.
He ain't get that's what I said next year. If he gets more minutes next year, that'd be great.
That's on Mike Malone, though.
Yeah, he's a good coach. I like him.
We'll talk about this. You know who rose as a phoenix in this series? Dwight Howard.
Man.
Dwight Howard.
What, that
really,
one game?
Dwight Howard really stepped
That
up
one
in the
game.
series. And what I'll tell you guys is, you know what? All we need is 2 weeks out of Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard.
He ain't got to play no more the rest of the playoffs.
Hey, you're right. Because the Celtics ain't going to make it, so we play the Heat.
He ain't going to be able to play against either one of them teams because both of them teams play small. They'll run you out the court.
We'll move on.
We can move on. But, I mean, I'm just going to cook on Jamal Murray a little bit. Yeah, Jamal Murray stepped up. And he earned a lot of my respect this year because I didn't think much of Jamal Murray before this year, but now he's a beast. He's that guy, and in the future I look for him to definitely be in the finals in the next 3 years with that Denver Nuggets team because they're young and they gonna be here. They ain't going nowhere. They got the best center in the league, and they got Jamal Murray, and they got Michael Porter, and hopefully my boy Bo gets some minutes next year, and they got good coaching. But next.
They'll lose Paul Millsap, though.
Overpaid, he can go. They need to get younger, anyways. I like them. The room. I like. They need to start running more anyway. They don't need to play that. They don't play that traditional 4-man. They need to put Michael Porter at the 4 and put that stretch 4. So, but we'll move on to the Celtics and to the East Conference Finals. The Celtics versus the Heat. Right now we are at 3-2. We're gonna have Game 6 tonight. We gotta win 2 straight to get out of this series, man. What you think? What's gonna happen tonight?
Dante, I love you, but I'll tell you this: the Celtics will not make it past tonight.
Okay.
What I'll tell you is Jimmy is too much. Tyler is a hero, and he's only 20 years old. Bam.
I don't even think Jimmy is the best player on his squad.
Hey, he doesn't have to be. The way these guys bond together, they care for each other.
They do.
And they actually will make a run, and they will beat your team. They'll beat the Celtics because the Celtics aren't aligned. I don't know where it starts at, but at the end of the day, Brad Stevens not aligned with Kimball, but he's aligned with Jason Tatum. So when you have 2 superstars, and at the end of the day, when we think about
Kimball's not a superstar. Jason Tatum's a superstar.
well, I'll just say the way this thing was brought upon us as fans, 2 years ago, Kimball was supposed to be the centerpiece of this team.
Our team? With Jason Tatum on the squad? Never.
When you replace Kyrie Irving, you replace him with Kemba Walker. He was supposed to be the centerpiece.
Point guard, supposed to be the point guard, not the centerpiece.
Hey.
Jason Tatum will always be.
Life is hard. Humbling is humbling. But I'll tell you like this, the Celtics don't get past the Heat. Jimmy Butler's out on a mission, and he will get past the Celtics tonight. If it's him by himself, he'll put up 22, 6-6, and it'll be the most gritty 22 you've ever seen in your life.
He ain't about that. You know, he step up in the fourth quarter. You know, he chill in the first 3 quarters. You know what I mean, and just step up when times right.
We've all ran into a wall at one point in our life.
This ain't the wall. I mean, this what happened in this series. We didn't start the series healthy. First of all, we would have had Gordon at the beginning of the series. This whole series would have been different. We would have been closing out tonight instead of them. So, I mean,
Guys, what you have to understand is my co-host here has a bias, and his bias is hurting his soul right now. So we'll understand it. We'll know. What is your call on this series?
Oh, Celtics in 7 all day.
Okay, so I say Heat in 6 tonight, and we move on.
We ain't gonna move on because I still got a little bit more to cook on. Eric Spoelstra, he done outcoached Brad Stevens.
You're calling all the L's, but you won't take the L.
Because it's not an L. Because you know what I mean, it's not an L. You about to see. I mean, the game ain't started yet, man. We got 2 wins to get out this round right here.
So where's the breakdown with the Celtics for you personally?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Let me get to it. Let me cook real quick. So I'm about to cook on my coach right now. We getting out coached right now by Eric Spoelstra, because ain't no way a zone defense should be giving us that much trouble.
Point number 1.
And then Jason Tatum in game 4, going the whole first half, not scoring
0 points.
Scoring 0 points.
What do you have, 28 in the second half?
That's coaching also because like 28 in the second half. But that's coaching also because it's like you gotta find a way to get your superstar player a basket before the end of the first half. You got to figure that situation out, and then you got to figure out his mental, because he was all over the place mentally before the second half. So you gotta figure that situation out. I feel like we just been getting out coached a little bit. That's all. We're gonna get it together though. But them goons down there in Miami, man, I'm gonna get into it a little bit deeper. Tyler Hero, yeah, that boy's a beast, man. We were 1 pick away from getting Tyler Hero. We ended up with Romeo Langford. I wish we had Tyler Hero in our uniform right about now. But enough said about that. That's a Kentucky guy. He can shoot the daylight side of it. And he can not only shoot, he can do some little bit of stuff off the dribble too. I was surprised at that. He can do it. And he give effort on defense. Duncan Robinson can shoot the daylight side of it. He's not good on defense. They hide him on defense, but the man can shoot it. And Goran Dragic, the point guard.
Shifty.
Man, left hand.
Shifty.
Left hand. That guy's been giving us trouble all series, and he's been playing awesome. He's been playing like an all-star this whole playoffs, really. And then you got my favorite big man in the league, Bam Adebayo. Just versatile, can do everything. 20 and 10 a game. Bring it on the defensive end. It's just toughness. He the heart and soul of that team. I think he's the best player on that team, in my opinion. Then you got Jimmy Butler, man. You got the leader, man. You got the heart and soul. You got that's Mr. Miami right there. Pat Riley brought him there for the specific reason to get them to the point where they're at now, and he doing his job.
It's so sad to see Dante go through this, but he expressed every simple reason why the Heat will beat the Celtics, and I appreciate it.
Well,
I pray for your Celtics tonight.
Nah, I gotta do my job. My job is to tell the people, you know what I mean, break the series down and to tell the people, you know what I mean, about the Miami Heat, and I got to, you know what I mean, we gotta mention these guys, man. I gotta put these guys out here because they balling. You know what I mean? I gotta mention it. You know what I mean? They actually helped me out against the Bucks, man. I won a little money on that series, so I just want to explain them goons down there in Miami, man.
I wouldn't be sitting here if I didn't respect it.
I'm just gonna talk about them goons down there in Miami like Perk do. Kendrick Perkins. Shout out to Kendrick Perkins, man. But we're gonna move on, man, I got a little finals preview, man.
Woo!
I'm getting to a little finals preview. So how you think you match up against either one of these teams, either the Heat or the Celtics?
Honestly, if the Lakers we know are in the finals. Okay, congratulations, Bron. I watched him play last night, and he hit about 3 buckets that really changed the game, and we were real shaky. Gave up a 16-point lead. The Nuggets came back. They were fighting. They were balling. Murray wasn't at his best. It wasn't the best performance ever, but what I watched is LeBron actually step up. This wasn't the performance he had against the Pistons back in the day when he was with Cleveland. This ain't the performance he had against the Spurs. This wasn't his Miami Heat days where he stepped up, took over. This ain't 2016 where he chased down Iguodala's block. I watched him hit 3 knockdown jumpers, and LeBron actually looked nervous when he shot all 3 of those jumpers, and they went in. So therefore, I don't see us having an issue with the Heat. When I think about the Heat, I think it's Lakers in 5. Actually, when I think about the Celtics, if the Celtics can get out the series with the Heat, which I don't think they can, I actually see the Lakers still beating the Celtics in a 6-game series. I just believe we can hype AD up enough to perform. And when you hype him up to perform, nobody on the Heat or the Celtics can match up with AD. He's a stretch 4. He'll give you 30. He's been giving you 30 the whole series. I don't care if he had 2 rebounds one game.
I'm about to cook. So
when
you can go and pass the mic on to me.
When you hype AD up, when you want him to play, it's enough to get back these 2 teams. These 2 teams won't match up good enough to beat the Lakers. Lakers in 5. No matter what, I'll stick to it.
So disrespectful. So you saying 5 games against either one of the teams?
Either one of the teams.
Okay. All right, let's get into it, man. As far as the NBA Finals, this is the finals. You know that, right? Like you know this man done been to the finals 10 times, right?
But you have to.
Number 23 done been to the finals 10 times. Just tell me how many he done won out of them teams.
So I'll tell you.
Tell me how many he done won out of them teams that been to.
Before you get cooking.
I let you speak. Can I cook real quick?
Go ahead.
All right. Just tell me how many he done won out of them 10 he done been to. He done went to 10 finals, so just answer the question. How many championships
You know how many rings he has.
Can you tell the people how many rings he had?
But I'll tell y'all this.
Just tell the people, can you just...
History is history. 2020 is 2020.
All right, now been to 10 finals. Can you tell the people how many finals he done won out of the 10? Just all I want you to say.
What we're going to move on to.
No. You got to put the information out here so I can.
The people have Wikipedia. They have.
Hey man, they don't need no Wikipedia. They got us right here. So let me come on, answer the question real quick.
It's one line that I believe.
All right, this man done been to 10 finals, man. Since he ain't gonna answer the question, this man done won 3 finals out of 10. This ain't his time of year. This ain't it. He can get there, but he not gonna win. So 3 and 10 in the finals is not gonna cut it in the finals. I'm sorry, against either one of them teams. Your big man, I can't have no big man playing 40 minutes and give me 2 rebounds. I don't like soft big man. It's just I don't think they can win. I just don't. You never see me be a believer in that. And as far as the series, with either Miami or the Celtics, you would have to play small against either one of those guys because you can't play Dwight or JaVale against neither one of those teams because both of those teams have stretch 4s. So you can forget about playing them the whole series. So that means Anthony Davis gonna get in a little foul trouble, don't he?
Well, Dante,
Because what big man do you have behind them 2? I like Keith. I like Keith
Morris.
I like Kuzma. You know what I mean? You have to play them a lot this series.
I think this is
against either one of them teams.
One situation going on with my colleague right now is he's hurt. He's hurt because the Celtics will not get to this.
We ain't talking about my Celtics. We talking about you right now.
So ultimately, when you think about the Lakers,
this
might not be the greatest team of all time.
I ain't saying about that. I'm talking about them 2 superstars that I just mentioned.
These 2 superstars will band together to give enough to win the finals. So this is a Lakers year. Get you a hat, get you a shirt. I'll provide it. Be a bandwagon fan this year.
I'm glad to go on Instagram and burn it.
Lakers in 5.
We'll be glad to.
And we move on.
I don't think so. Lakers would not beat neither one of those teams. I think either one of those teams would beat the Lakers in 7 games. I do not believe in those two guys, period. I've never believed in 23. I won't even say his name. I disrespect him so much. I don't believe in 23, and I don't believe in number 3. I disrespect him too, so I won't say his name. So yeah, we're gonna leave it at that, man. I just don't think that's gonna work. I mean, you got, and as far as Miami, you got 2 dogs compared to they 2 dogs, but they 2 dogs are all stars. Your 2 dogs is Rondo and Markieff Morris. I love Markieff Morris. I love the Morris twins. I love me some playoff Rondo. He helped me win a championship that way.
So you admit yourself that the Heat will get past the Celtics?
No, I'm just saying. I say against them.
Okay.
Against them, that's what will happen.
Okay.
I say against that team. I ain't saying about us. Now us, you have a whole different set of problems because we too athletic. We'll run you off the court. You already know what time that is. But we're gonna move on though, man. We're gonna agree to disagree on this one.
I hope the Celtics get past the Heat tonight.
We will. You don't worry about it. We gotta win 2 straight though. We gotta win this one and the next one. So we got a lot of work to do to get to y'all. But we'll see though, man, if that happens. But hopefully it does. But right now we're gonna move on to the NBA draft, man, and this NBA draft lottery we got coming. Well, it already happened, so we already know the draft order. You got Minnesota Timberwolves with the number 1 pick. And number 2 pick, you got the Golden State Warriors. And number 3 pick, you got the Charlotte Hornets. So we're gonna start with number 1 and who I think is gonna go number 1. And I think this guy's gonna go number 1. It's Anthony Edwards. I'm kind of biased with this guy. This guy is from Atlanta. You know what I mean? A-Town. You know what I mean? I'm A-Town all day. You know, I'm born and raised. So this is my guy, man. I compare him. Good NBA comparison, man. I say. He remind me of Donovan Mitchell. I said Donovan Mitchell, man. Like how he fill it up, you know, on the offensive end. I think he got the potential to be a Donovan Mitchell, man. You know, I think he'll be a good fit with Minnesota because you can put D'Angelo Russell at the 1, and then put him at the 2, and then Big Cat at at the 5. I'm not a fan of Big Cat at all. I don't care for them soft big men. So I'm not a fan of Big Cat, but this guy, this a dog right here. You need to bring some dog to that squad, and he'll bring some of that dog.
So what I'll say is just the first statement Dante said about Big Cat. He's dating Jordan Woods right now, so it looks like he's happy. So I expect him to have a great year. But I do agree with you. Anthony Edwards should be the number 1 pick. He goes to Minnesota. And my NBA comparison to him is kind of more so a Dwayne Wade / Jimmy Butler, where they work so hard to put up these buckets and be a great player. This guy is athletic.
I think he got a little bit more range than them 2 guys you just named. I think them 2 guys you just named are mid-range guys.
I just think the problem is this guy, like he doesn't have a knockdown jump shot. It's not a fluid jump shot yet.
But I mean, come on.
But I'm just saying he's very athletic. And I see the Donovan Mitchell, I see the Jimmy Butler, I see the Dwayne Wade. But again, I think going to Minnesota will be good for him because at the end of the day, the Heat's going to be on Cap. It's going to be on D'Angelo. And they're supposed to move that team to the next level. So he gets in there. He gives them 2 to 3 good years. I think he can grow and develop and go to the next level if he can. If not, he will just be that 6th man that all these players end up being.
I think he can. He's not Andrew Wiggins, so I don't think he'll be a Andrew Wiggins type player. So.
Andrew Wiggins was my favorite player coming out of Canada, and he didn't match up to anything.
He just ain't got the heart. He got the talent. He just ain't got the heart, man.
Who's your number 2?
Number 2, man, Golden State Warriors. I'm just gonna put it all out there, man. I got the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals next year. With this guy right here, James Wiseman. This big man, I love this big man right here, man. He's a lefty. He's a left-handed big man. He can shoot the daylights out of it. I mean, he reminds me of Chris Bosh. You know what I mean? So just down low, just how he moves. He's actually a little bit taller than Chris Bosh. He's 7'1". I love me some James Wiseman, man. And I think with that lineup, I'm gonna put it out there that this lineup with James Wiseman at the center, Draymond at the 4. Wiggins at the 3, Splash Brothers in the backcourt. I think that team is gonna be in the NBA Finals next year, man. So that's what I'm looking forward to next year. I'm looking forward to the Golden State Warriors being back on top, and then I'm looking forward to them being in the NBA Finals again next year with this guy right here.
I just believe the number 2 pick for Golden State will be LaMelo Ball. And the reason I say that is I believe there's going to be some.
They got plenty of backcourt.
There's going to be some
trades.
trades.
Nothing in the backcourt.
There's going to be trades going on to make sure. I don't know what the trades will be, but I believe Golden State will make some moves to build their backcourt.
Build what backcourt?
LaMelo.
The backcourt already built.
LaMelo.
You got to explain it. You got to explain that.
Well,
I don't understand LaMelo
I'm
to
attempting
the Golden
to
State
explain
Warriors.
it. But I think about LaMelo being similar to like a Sean Livingston early on in his career. I think he takes the back seat to
He is Sean Livingston. That's all he is.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think he takes the Sean Livingston was an animal. I played against Sean Livingston, me growing up.
Never an all-star.
If he didn't have them leg injuries.
Yeah,
This guy was amazing in high school.
Yeah.
But what I'll say is I see LaMelo Ball taking a back seat, and he's not going to be.
Where is he going to play? He don't. Where can you find minutes for him?
I think after these trades, you find them.
What trades?
If they don't make any trades,
I'm trying to see what player are you talking about trading? They don't have no player to trade. What are you talking about?
You trade Willie Cauley-Stein.
Willie Cauley-Stein's not even on the roster no more.
So you trade Andrew.
He's on the Dallas Mavericks.
You trade Andrew Wiggins.
You can't trade him for a box of cookies. So that ain't gonna work.
I believe they make some moves, they figure it out, and therefore you have LaMelo Ball on that team.
You can't. There's no moves to make unless you're gonna trade Splash Brothers, and that's not gonna happen. So your idea doesn't work. He's not going to the Golden State Warriors. That's not gonna happen. You can forget that shit. That don't even sound right. That shit sounds crazy. That's not even a good fit. But we're gonna move on to the number 3 pick, and my number 3 pick is LaMelo Ball. And I'm not high on LaMelo Ball at all. I think he's gonna be Sean Livingston, but I'm gonna let you cook on LaMelo Ball because I'm not a fan of that guy. I'm not a fan of any balls. I'm not a fan of LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, no big baller brand around here. I ain't with no big ballers, right?
What I'll say is, first off, I'll say James Wiseman will go to the Hawks, and he'll be great with Trae Young.
First of all, James Wiseman going top 3.
That is number 3.
Number 3 is Charlotte.
So, I apologize. He goes to the Hornets.
I don't think so.
And I think that's the best fit for the Hornets, in all honesty.
That's a good fit for him. But I don't
If he
think
drops to number 4, and the number 1 player in this whole draft, supposedly, is Obi Toppin.
They looking at because he more polished.
I mean, he's polished. He did everything. But let's get back to LaMelo Ball. And the reason I think LaMelo Ball is the most polished player in this draft is because he's played everything.
You think he's the best player in the draft?
I believe he's the best player in this draft only because he's played everywhere. He's been under every spotlight. His dad is very obnoxious. Okay, so he's went through that. He played overseas. He produced overseas. He produced everywhere you put him at. His game is very hockey. It's a weird game, but it's successful. I actually think LaMelo is going to be way better than Lonzo because he's not afraid to score. He's not afraid to take over the game. And Lonzo has every skill you can think of, but Lonzo Ball has a lot of Andrew Wiggins in him. But when we think about James Wiseman to the Hornets, we think about Obi Toppin going number 4 to the
Y'all think about
Hawks.
what big man they already got. And down there in Charlotte too, they got P.J. Washington from Kentucky.
Throw them away.
Nah, you don't throw P.J. Watt. That's the first round.
Throw them away.
You don't throw him.
Throw them away.
Nah.
Throw them away.
Nah.
If Penny Hardaway believes in James Wiseman, I believe in him. It's very simple.
I believe in James Wiseman. James Wiseman's a beast, but I don't believe in him with Charlotte. That's kind of low for me. But if he do fall to Charlotte, that's a good spot. But I don't think he's going to Charlotte. But you can go on in and start talking about the Atlanta Hawks at number 4.
Hey, this is my last pick. This is it for me. Obi Toppin goes to the Hawks, and he probably should go number 1. Great career, polished. But again, guys, we didn't see March Madness. We don't know what happens. Who breaks under pressure this year? He really needed to show me something extra. But again, hey, everybody says he's the best player out there. I'm not sold. Maybe down to
I wanted to see him in the tournament. It would have helped me give a better opinion on him as far as a prospect going to the NBA. But I think he's very talented. I mean, like as far as him being the most talented in this draft, I think they're looking at just him as an overall player and his college career and you know, and what he's been doing in college. They're looking at that as far as
He played at Dayton.
they're looking at the player he is now as compared to the player he's going to be.
He played at Dayton.
He did. But they were pretty good this year, you know, and they was going to be able to prove themselves in the tournament. I mean, just because you go to a small school, you know, small schools win in tournaments, you know, and we never know where he could have took the team.
I'm not sold, but maybe Dante is.
I'm sold. I think he's gonna be all right. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I mean, all these guys, man. Oh, I got to mention this. Danny Ainge, do me a favor. It's a guy that plays point guard for North Carolina. Named Cole Anthony. Find out a way to get that guy on the Celtics next year, because we need that guy. We got 3 first rounders. So find out a way to get that guy on the roster, man, because he would be very nice with us. I would love him in the Celtics uniform. So if we can find out a way to get that guy in the uniform, man, I'd be happy. What you think about Cole Anthony?
Hey, all I'm gonna say is anything the Celtics need, you better get it, because they not getting out the series tonight.
We ain't talking about that. I just said, what you think about Cole Anthony?
When we move, Cole Anthony is a beast. His father was a solid point guard forever, but with that injury, I just don't know what's going on. I've watched him play, high school basketball, one-on-one. He's matched up with Carmelo, LeBron James. The guy is amazing when I think about it. But again, I'm amazing on the street. When it comes to playing in a legit game, I just didn't see enough. It kind of reminds me of Austin Rivers and in him and his growth. When he went to Duke, he had that one great game against North Carolina, hit the fall-away 3, went to the league, and he left. And I remember Austin Rivers in high school, Dr. Phillips, and he played against Colonial High School. Pulled up in a nice little 2010 Challenger, dropped 50 points a game. And to see him now, great player, great, 6'10".
Great player. He's not a great player.
He's a great player.
He's not a great player.
But he's not.
Stop putting great on everybody.
He's not a superstar.
He's an NBA basketball player.
But I'm just saying, I see the issues that
you can't put great on everybody.
I'm just saying, the issues that Cole Anthony has, I see the same issues.
I like Cole, man. Hopefully we get him in the Celtics uniform, man. We need to make that happen, because we need him in our backcourt. But that's gonna end it for the basketball topics, man. I got one more thing to say, man. As far as September 26th, that was the night for boxing, man. That was a Lions only night. That was a Charlo twin night. So as far as Jamel Charlo took home the WBA, the IBF. And he already had the WBC belt at 154. So, you know what I mean? Shouts out to Jamel Charlo for getting them 2 belts, man. He got one more belt to get. Patrick Teixeira, that WBO belt at 154, man. Talk to your promoter, man. Talk Golden Boy. Talk to De La Hoya, man. See if you can make that fight, because Jamel want to get in the ring with you, man. Jamel want to be undisputed at 154. So let's make that fight happen, dog. And as far as Jamal had a great performance against Sergey Deverenchenko. I'm very proud of Jamal. I'm looking for a Triple G, Boo Boo Andrade, Canelo, all them guys. Y'all need to get in the ring with my boy Jamal, man. He's the best middleweight in the world, in my opinion. The WBC champ at 160. Jamal Charlo. Charlo twins, Lions only, takeover, strap season. And we're going to sign off this episode of Tell It How You See It podcast. I'm your host, Dante Williams. This is Jarvis Francis. Yeah, y'all have a great day.
Wonder where you are. 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 Wonder where you are.
Digging up resources, hitting deals coming off the E-course. Hitting the booth, I'm killing shit, I ain't having no remorse. Jarvis pulling up in a gray Porsche. I've been on the track like a racehorse. I was looking for it in the dark. I seen a lot of people get scarred. We was was in the cut, you might call it alley. They was smoking midget, we was smoking Cali. I was in the back, then I made a rally. I was in the trap riding on some rallies. This is no cap, I was paying salary. We was moving weight, we was counting calories. We was counting up, trying to make a way quick. Pizza Hut started making plays. Peanut butter good size 8Js. Trying to make money 5-8 ways. I been down now, I'm flying to Jamaica. White boy party, I done died 8 Jaegers. Fuck that party, I keep my mind on my paper. Fuck that shit, I got the mind of a taker. Fuck that bitch, I got a queen and an acre. BLM, I'm going black like a raider.
Wonder where you are. Oh, 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 oh. Wonder where you are. Wonder where you are. Wonder where you are. Oh, 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 oh. Wonder where you are. Wonder where you are.
Running, trying to get up on it. Running in the city, running in Saucony. 7-9 running, got a couple ponies. 7-1 money, wrecked it last summer. Going too fast, trying to rake in all these commas. Looking for it, I done dug a couple tunnels. Running workout, done been a whole runner. Blue flame, we done been some whole stunners. West Atlanta put malice in my mental. Got my apartments looking like Allen Temple. Call my partner coming back in a rental. Call my lawyer, I got a stack for his dinner. 2 degrees, I got clear communication. 2 degrees, I'm still trapping like I'm baby. Mama clueless, she just happy for a baby. I didn't choose it, the shit just gravitated. I been underground, I been in the basement. I been trying to dig up a large pavement. I be spitting this shit for real, y'all just be spitting y'all shit for entertainment. I ain't got no limit, catch me in a tank. Stack that money up till that bitch faint. Hop on top, then we shoot off like a stop. Free as fuck, tell me where you are.
Wonder where you are. Oh, 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 oh. Wonder where you are. Wonder where you are. Wonder where you are. Oh, 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 oh. Wonder where you are. Wonder where you are.
Yeah, up there. I ain't have a bus fare. Yeah, now I got a test squad. I can't get enough pals. I can't do enough math. Tough scene when I seen on the bluff out. All 14 hanging with the rug rats. We all in the huddle asking where the love at. We putting money in, hoping that it come back. In our mind, it's always combat. In the pain, that's where our songs at. In the game, we just lucky to come back. Freedom of mind, we just lucky to see it. I'm free in my mind, I'm just lucky to be it. I'm free in my mind, I gorilla my tree. I gorilla my grind, I'm swinging from trees. Invest in my seeds and options to stop. If it's left up to me, no option to stop. I 73, I'm keeping